Hey all, welcome to Learn QA and Allah channel. And this is lesson 2 on average. We will try to discuss all basic questions with some quicker methods. And if you miss average lesson 1, we suggest you to watch that because we discussed almost half an hour introduction for it, where we discussed all concepts, all properties of arithmetic. So let us start average lesson 2 with the first question. Yeah. So this question, this topic, this agenda of this class is to make you to understand the quickest ways of solving the questions related to all basic modes. The average of 7 consecutive numbers is 20. The largest of these numbers is what? So there are 7 consecutive numbers. What do you mean by consecutive numbers? So consecutive numbers means all adjacent numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 101, 102, 103, 104. That is the meaning of consecutive numbers. If I say the first number is x, then next number is one more, x plus 1, then x plus 2, then x plus 3, then x plus 4, x plus 5, and then x plus 6. There are 7 such consecutive numbers, right? So friends, when the elements are in AP, when there exist constant differences between the numbers, then simply the middle term is its average. So here the differences are 1, 1, 1. Consecutive numbers are in AP only. So simply the middle term is its average. What is the middle term here? So x plus 3 is middle term because 3 terms to the left side, 3 terms to the right side, you are leaving. And here x is the smallest number and x plus 6 is largest number. So avoid doing sum of terms by number of terms, and that is very lengthiest process. Just to think that when the elements are in AP, middle term is the average. So middle term is x plus 3, and that is given as 20. But what is the largest numbers here? So if x plus 3 is 20, next number is 21, next number is 22, and next number is 23. So 23 is the largest number. Option to correct. So no need to worry about x value here, and no need to find out x value even. So simply by an observation you can answer this. So let us continue. Second question. What is the average of first 100 positive integers? So first 100 positive integers means they're in AP. Consecutive numbers only, right? So simply 1, 2, 3, and so on. 100 numbers are there. 100 positive integers are there. And the first positive 100 integers means 1 to 100 he is asking. So they're in AP. Differences are same. 1, 1, 1. So when the differences are same, they're in AP. When elements are in AP, what is average? First term plus last term by 2. So 101 by 2, 50.5. Right? Next question. The average of 5 consecutive natural numbers is m. If the next 3 natural numbers are also included, how much more than m will be the average of these 8 numbers? So friends, let us consider the 5 integers as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4. So when you have these 5 natural numbers, consecutive natural numbers, the middle term is x plus 2, so its average is m. But for this set of numbers, if next 3 numbers are also included, so let us continue with this. That is, next 3 numbers are x plus 5, x plus 6, x plus 7. Friends, now these are 8 natural numbers. So now the natural numbers, consecutive natural numbers means they're in AP. So what is average? First term plus last term by 2. So 2x by 2, x, 7 by 2, 3.5. So the average of first 2 numbers is m, and that of first 8 numbers is 8 numbers average is m plus okay, we were talking about in terms of x, right? So let us mention in terms of x, guys. So here the average of first 5 natural numbers is x plus 2, and that of 8 natural numbers is x plus 3.5. Okay, now this 8 numbers average is how much more than average of 5 natural numbers? It is 1.5 more, right? So that is option 4. And no need to worry about m value. M value is given just for the sake of confusion purpose. So think in terms of x, you can easily answer the question. Let's continue with the next question. So simply the summary is, when you have 5 natural numbers, the average is middle term x plus 2. When 3 more elements are added, number of numbers becomes still x plus 7. Average of consecutive numbers is the first term plus last term by 2, which is x plus 3. Now we got 5 numbers average is x plus 2 and 8 numbers average is x plus 3.5. Now this 8 numbers average is how much more than 5 numbers average? Simply difference 1.5. Next question. The average of squares of first 10 natural numbers is what? So that means you have numbers 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, and so on. So till 10 square is there, right? What is average of all this? So guys, when you have sum of n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 by 2, sum of squares of n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. This is sum of natural numbers. By number of numbers is average, right? So this is average, guys. So n gets cancelled. So average of squares of n natural numbers is n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. What is n here? The number of numbers. The number of numbers are 1 to 10. 10 numbers, right? So 10 plus 1, 11. So 2 into 10, 20 plus 1, 21 by 6. So 3 2s are 3 7s are 7, 11s are 77 by 2. So 2 3s are 6, 1 remainder, 2 8s are 16, 1 remainder, 2 5s are. So this is 38.5, and that is option 4. So all these properties we did in average lesson 1. So these are the applications, right? Okay, let's go for the next question quickly. Don't waste the time. The average of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 12 more than 1/3 of first of these numbers. Let us say the average of 3 consecutive numbers, right? 3 consecutive odd numbers, guys. So if consecutive numbers are there, you can say x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on. But when you say alternate numbers, means odd numbers here, right? So here you can say odd numbers as x, x plus 2, x plus 4. Odd numbers means 2 to gap is there, right, friends? If I take the odd numbers as 1, 3, 5. So what are the differences between the odd numbers? 2 to right. So if I take the 3 odd numbers as x, x plus 2, x plus 4. So the average of these numbers. So what do you mean by average? Sum of terms by number of terms. So average of these 3 numbers is 12 more than 1/3 of first of these 3 numbers. What is the first of these numbers? X. That's all. So x plus x plus x, 3x, 2 plus 4, 6, 3x plus 6, 3x plus 6 by 3 equal to 12 plus x by 3. So 3 goes out 1 time, 3 goes 2 times, right? This is 12 plus x by 3. Now send x by 3 to this side and 2 to this side. So x minus x by 3, 2x by 3. 12 minus 2, 10. So friends, 2 goes 5 times. When I cross multiply 3, so 3 5s are 15 is 15 is the first number, right? 15 is the first number. What is the next odd number? 15 plus 2, 17. What is third number? 15 plus 4, 19. So these are the 3 numbers that we have. But what is our question? The question is, what is the last of these 3 numbers? The third odd number is 19. The answer is 19. So please be careful what he is asking. So don't be hurry. In a hurry in exam, we'll do a lot of mistakes. Please be careful. Next question. Let's continue. Okay. If the average of 6 consecutive even numbers is 25, the difference between the largest and the smallest integer is what? So friends, trust me, no need to worry about this number here. Why? I'll tell you. Let's see. If I take the 6 consecutive even numbers, x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8, x plus 10. So between the consecutive odd numbers, differences are 2, right? So if I take the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, what is difference, friends? Difference 2 to right. So we are taking 2 to the differences between 2 numbers, 2 even numbers. So first even number, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So without worrying about that average, what is the difference between largest and the smallest? So largest number is x plus 10, smallest number is x. The difference is The difference is 10. So option 2 correct. So nothing to worry about the average. Somebody may try to calculate average by using average concept. They will try to find out the numbers and then they will see the difference. So don't worry about that. Just to see the differences between the numbers. Next question. Okay. The average of 5 consecutive integers starting with m is n. So you have 5 consecutive integers which begins with the m, right? So m plus 1, m plus 2, m plus 3, and m plus 4. And these natural numbers, these consecutive integers, average is middle term m plus 2, and that is given as n. What is the average of 6 consecutive integers starting with m plus 2? Friends, if this is m plus 2, I can say it has n, right? The next number is increased by 1. So this also increased by 1. It will be n plus 1. So instead of worrying about this, let's talk in terms of n only. So now first number is n. M plus 2 is the first number of the sequence because it is starting with m plus 2. So m plus 2 is n. M plus 3, n plus 1. Then n plus 2. Then n plus 3. Then n plus 4. And then n plus 5. Why I am taking in terms of n? Because the average of given numbers options are given in terms of n. So rather than thinking in terms of m and then converting in terms of n is time taking process. So to avoid that process, we are taking m plus 2 as n and the subsequent numbers are 1, 1, 1 more. So n plus 1, n plus 2 and so on. That is the ideal method to work out in exam, friends. When elements are AP, simply the average is first term plus last term by 2. So first term is n, last term is n plus 5, first term plus last term by 2. So this is 2n plus 5 by 2, and that is option A. So that's the reason. Do you understand why I'm taking in terms of n? To avoid that m values, right? Next question. 8 consecutive numbers are given. If the average of 2 numbers that appear in the middle is 6, then sum of 8 given numbers is what? So friends, 8 consecutive numbers are given, right? So let us say the consecutive numbers as x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus 5, x plus 6, x plus 7. So these are 8 numbers. And he is asking us to find out sum of all these numbers. And for that purpose, he given that the average of 2 numbers that appear in the middle is 6. So the 2 numbers that appear in the middle is x plus 3 and x plus 4, right? So the average of these 2 numbers is what? So we know that average means sum of terms by number of terms. So x plus 3 is the first number, x plus 4 is second number, sum of 2 numbers by number of numbers. This is given as 6. Now 2x plus 7 equal to 12. So 2x equal to 5, x equal to 5 by 2. Now what you have to find out? The sum of all given numbers. So friends, if you need to take sum of all these numbers, 1x, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8x plus, now what is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7? Sum of n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 by 2. So that is the advantage of learning all the basics, friends. If you know the sum of n natural numbers, simply you can say sum of all these numbers are 7 4s are 28. Now the sum of 8 numbers is how much, guys? The sum of 8 numbers is 8x plus 28. Now what is x value? X value is 5 by 2, right? So this is 5 by 2 plus 28. So 2 goes 4 times, 4 5s are 20, 20 plus 28, 48 is sum of all given numbers, and that is option 4. So we have taken the 8 natural numbers as x, x plus 1, x plus 2 and so on, x plus 7. The middle 2 numbers are x plus 3 and x plus 4. The average of those 2 is 6. From that we got x is 5 by 2. Sum of 8 numbers is 8x plus 28. X we substituted and we got 48 as sum. Let's continue with the next question. So guys, shortcuts will work out for 1 or 2 questions, but our agenda is to make you to understand concepts as well, right? So in the lesson 1, try to understand the concepts clearly. Next question. The average of 9 consecutive numbers is here. If the next 2 numbers are also included, the new average will be what? Will increase by 2, or remain the same, or increase by 1.5, or increase by 1. So actually you can answer this question with some ease. Okay, let me tell you the actual process behind solving. If I take 9 natural numbers as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus 5, x plus 6, x plus 7, x plus 8. But what I recommend, if you personally ask me, I recommend number taking. Don't take x. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are 9. These are first 9 natural numbers, right? First 9 consecutive numbers, right? So what is the average middle term? So here average is 5. Average is 5. If the next 2 numbers are added, so I can add 10 and 11 as well. What is the new average? What is the middle term? The middle term is 6, right? By leaving this side 5 and this side 5, the new average is 6. So friends, if I add next 2 numbers, what happens for average? Average increase by 1, right? So option 4. So don't take x, take some constant numbers, because it has nothing to do with n here. Nothing to do with n. Just take numbers as 9 numbers means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The middle term is mean, so average is 5. If next 2 numbers added to the list, 10 and 11 also comes into picture. The new average is middle term 6. Now average increase by 1. As simple as that. Next question. The sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is 28 more than the average of these 3 integers. These 3 numbers, right? So what are the first 3 consecutive even numbers? Let's say x, x plus 2, x plus 4. So the sum of these 3 numbers is 28 more than the average of these numbers. What do you mean by average? Middle term, because they are in AP, right? So that is the advantage of knowing the properties rightly. So the consecutive even numbers means x, x plus 2, x plus 4. So this sum of numbers is 28 more than the average of these numbers. Average of these numbers means middle term is average. So x plus 2. Then smallest of these numbers is, what is smallest number? X is what? X value he is trying to find out. Now simply friends, observe this, x plus 2 cancel. So this is 2x plus 4. If plus 4 come to the side minus 4, 28 minus 4, 24. What is x value? 12. That is smallest number, option 2. So easiest way is thinking more. Next question. If the average of 8 consecutive even numbers is 93, the greatest among these numbers is what? Friends, you have 8 consecutive even numbers, right? So let us say x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8, x plus 10, x plus 12. How much is numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 2, 4, 6. Okay, x plus 14. So what do you mean by average? There are even number of numbers, right? Okay, simply first plus last term. So average is first term plus last term by 2. This is given as 93. So average of numbers is given as 93. Then what is the last term? The greatest number is x plus 14, right? So what is x plus 14 in this list? Now here guys, this is 2x plus 14. So 2x plus 14 by 2 equal to 93. So what is x plus 7? 93, right? But what is our requirement? Our requirement is x plus 14. So how you get x plus 14? Add 7 to this. So 93 plus 7, 100 is the number. So 100 is the largest of the given numbers. So what we are trying to take, basically, we have 8 consecutive even numbers. So we have considered them as x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8, x plus 10, x plus 12, x plus 14. The average of these numbers is given as 93 when there exist constant differences. First term plus last term by 2 is mean. So first term is x, last term is x plus 14, by 2 is 93. Now 2x plus 14 by 2 is x plus 7, that is 93. But what is our requirement? What is the greatest among them? The greatest among the numbers is x plus 14. So x plus 7 is 93. When I add 7 to that, you'll get the requirement, that is 100. Simple. Next question. A student was asked to find the arithmetic mean of the following 12 numbers. And he found out some numbers and find to be the mean as 12, value of x is what? It is simple, guys. What do you mean by average? Sum of terms by number of terms is average. Average is given as 12. So number of numbers is 12, average is 12. In the numerator, you have to consider sum of numbers. One of the number is x, right? X plus, what is sum of all these numbers? So that is value, you have to find it out, right? So here 11 plus 9, 20. Let us make piece by piece. 19 plus 21, 40. 7 plus 3, 10. Next, what we can do? 15 plus 13, 28. 28 plus 36. 36 plus 14, 50. And this is 17. What is sum of all this? 2 plus 4, 6, 7, 8 plus 5, 13, 137. So sum of all numbers is x plus 137 by number of terms is 12 equal to 12. So now x plus 137 equal to 12 into 12, 144. So x is 144 minus 137, 7. So x is 7. So this is a very basic observation. Nothing to worry, very simple. Next question. So the right usage of properties will comes now. If the average of 20 observations x1, x2, x3 and so on, x20 is y, then the average of x minus 101, x2 minus 101 and so on. Friends, who have discussed a property, average will affect with change of origin and change of scale. If I add something, if I subtract something, if I multiply by something, and if I divide by something, in the same proportion, average also will change, right? So initially the average is y. Now, every element is subtracted by 101. That means change of origin. So whatever the change appears here, the change will happen for average also. So the new average is y minus 101. So if you want to have all this discussion, please watch average 1 for clear-cut information. Next question. The average of 8 numbers is 27. If each of these numbers is multiplied by 8, find the average of new set of numbers. Friends, if every element is multiplied by 8, which is called change of scale, so in a same proportion, average also changes. So initially average is 28. If every element is multiplied by 8, average also multiplied by 8. So 8 7s are 56. 8 2s are 16 plus by 21. So 216 is the new average. So guys, we discussed all the properties in averages 1 with the detailed information. We given the proofs as well. So hope you have watched already averages 1. Next question. The mean of 9 observations is 16. If one more observation is included, the new mean will become 17. The 10th observation is what? Friends, initially 9 observations are there whose average is 16. So what is sum of observations? 9 16s are 144. If 10th observation is there, now number of observations are 10 whose average is 17. So sum of all those numbers are 170. So this is sum of 10 numbers. This is sum of 9 numbers. Difference will be 10th element, and the 10th element is 26. I mean 170 minus 146. That is option 3. Very quick, very simple. Next question. The average of some natural numbers is 50. We don't know how many natural numbers are there. Those are 50. If 30 is added to the first number and 5 is subtracted to the last number, and the average becomes 17.5. Then the natural numbers are how many? How many natural numbers are there? Friends, actually, we don't know the number of numbers actually. Okay, if you want to go with regular method, let's see. Let us say the number of numbers are x. Number of numbers are x. So what is average of all such numbers? 15. So what is sum? Average into number of numbers is sum, right? So 15 into x, 15x is the sum. But later, they added 30 to the first term and subtracted 5 from the last term. What is the total increase in the sum? 25 increases. But there is no change in the number of numbers, x only. Initially, number of numbers are x, and later also x numbers are there. Here, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Some x numbers are there. So here, 20 you added, here you subtracted 5. That means there is no increment, no decrement in number of numbers. Number of numbers are same. So the average becomes 17.5 now. So this is 15x plus 25 equal to 17.5 into x. If 15x come to this side, 17.5x minus 15x is 2.5x. This is 25. So x equal to 25 by 2.5, 10, right? The number of terms are 10. So this is general process, guys. But if you want to go for shortcut, smart thinking, so let us say the average is 15, right? And new average is 17.5. What is increase in average? The increase in average is 2.5. What do you mean by increase in average? Every element is increases by 2.5, right? Okay, let us see. You added 30 to the first term and subtracted 5 to the last term. What is total increase in value, friends? Total increase is 25, right? And this 25 is increased on an average of 2.5 per number. How many numbers? Total sum incremented by 1% increment. So this has adjusted for 10 such numbers. So 10 is average. This is smart thinking. So the total sum increment is 25, and on an average, each number increases by 2.5. Now for how many numbers? This 25 increment can happen at the rate of 2.5 per number. So 25 by 2.5, 10 numbers. Simple thinking, guys. Let's go for the next question. 6 friends have an average of 167. A boy with a height 162 centimeters leaves the group. Find the new average height. General method is what? 167 height for 6 members and 162 height is leaving. So 167 into 6 is the total height of the all persons minus 162. So this by number of persons are 5 only. Initially 6 persons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. Their average is 167. To find out the sum of the heights into 6. Now from this 167 into 6, a person whose height 162 he leave. This is sum of heights of 5 persons. If I divide by the number of persons, you'll get average. But I don't think this is suggestible method. Be smart. What is observation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons are there. Their average is 167. Now a person he left whose average is 162. So guys, how much weight is difference? The difference is 5 centimeters, right? So if less heighted person is leaving the group, average has to increase. So here the difference is 5 and this 5 has to adjust for 5 persons. So each on average increase by 1. So what is 167 plus 1? 168 is a new average. So if you want, you can check with the regular method as well if you want. So what I'm doing, guys, so if a less height person leave the group, average has to increase, or if more heighted person is there, the average has to decrease. For example, if I say the numbers, we'll make a small change to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons are there whose height is 167. Now, if a person whose height 172 is leaving, what is the new average of remaining persons? Here, 5 extra leaving. So this 5 has decrement on average for each person. So we can say the new average is 166, right? So this can be better dealt with, I think lesson 4, where when we added some persons, we left some persons, we have a specific lesson where we discuss this concept in detail. So this is introduction class. We don't want to prolong it. Let's continue with the next question. Okay, average of ABC 60. When you say average of three numbers is 20, sorry, average of three numbers is 20, right? Okay, if three numbers average is 20, what is sum? 23 is a 60. But average of BCD is 25. What is sum? Number of numbers into average, 75. So friends, if I take the difference of this and this, I mean BCD minus ABC. So BC gets cancelled. D minus A equal to 15, right? But D is given as 30. So D is 30 minus A equal to 15. If 15 come to the side, A is 15. So option 4. So please be very spontaneous so that you can do much better. So whenever you see average on the paper, try to take sum. If three numbers average is 20, sum is 60. If 4% average is, let's say, if 4% average is 15, then what is sum? 4 15s are 60. So like that, you have to take the sum, guys. Okay, next question. This is a very fantastic question. Let's see. Average of n numbers is A. The first number is increased by 2, second number by 4, third number by 8, and so on. What is the average of new numbers? So let's say the numbers are x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on. N such numbers are there whose average is A. But friends, here first number is increased by 2, second number is increased by 4, third number is increased by 8, then fourth number by 16, and so on. So simply what you can take x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on as one series, 2, 4, 8, 16 as one series, right? So actually this is sum, right? This is sequence, right? X plus 1, x plus 2, and so on are numbers. When I add 2 to the number, this is x plus 2. This is x plus 1 plus 4. So what I'm taking, x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on as one series, and extra whatever the numbers you are adding, 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on as another series. So why I'm doing this? Because these numbers average is A. Now, if you can find out the average of these increased numbers, you are done with the question. Okay, can you see 2, 4, 8, 16 are in GP? This is the geometric progression, right? Why I'm saying it as a geometric progression? Because there exists a constant ratio. What is constant ratio? Term 2 by term 1, term 3 by term 2, and so on. If these are all same, we can say that in GP. So term 2, 4, term 1, 2. So 4 by 2, 2, 8 by 4, 2, 16 by 8, 2, and so on. So this is in GP where the common ratio is 2. Friends, if common ratio is more than 1, what is sum of all such numbers in GP? That is A into R power n minus 1 minus 1 by R minus 1, where A is starting term, R is common ratio, n is number of terms, R is common ratio. So here the first x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on numbers average is A. Now coming to the second half of the problem, average of these numbers. So sum of numbers by number of numbers is n. Okay, come to the sum of numbers. A is 2, first term is 2 into R is 2, n minus 1 minus 1 by R minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1. So the sum of terms is 2 into 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. So if I take this as A plus 2 into 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by n. So this is simply the average of the new series, and that is option B. So in this way, we can simply work out the question. So take initial series as it is, and incremented numbers, take it as a separate series. And then find the GP, as we find out they are in GP. Simply sum of terms in GP when common ratio more than 1 is A into R power n minus 1 minus 1 by R minus 1. So thank you so much for watching this video. And the next lesson will be on, continuation will be on weighted average concept. So do watch continuation for this. That is lesson 3 on weighted average. So if you want to get more such updates about the classes, you can subscribe to the channel Learn QA and LR and click on the bell icon, and please share with your friends and near and dear who want to prepare for their competitive exams. And we don't want to fluke by telling one or two shortcuts, and perfect aptitude can be solved by traditional methods. What do you mean by traditional methods? So why I'm very keen on this is that you can say some of shortcuts that can work out for a few numbers, few questions. But these days, if you are a serious aspirant, you need to qualify prelims and mains where difficulty has gone to the next level. So don't fall for some of the shortcuts. Try to learn the concept and then try to apply the concept in the questions. Thank you so much once again. Keep learning, keep inspiring friends, and wish you best wishes for your competitive exams. Thanks again.